Hi YouTube! In this video we're going to take a look at the Primo Elite Grande carbon pencil. Let's get to it. Alright, the Primo Elite Grande carbon pencil. The only reason why you would buy a pencil like this is because you want darks. Well, I mean, that's like the only reason I would buy one. I don't know what other people would want to do with it, but let's just speak about what I would do with it. Okay, all right. And it says here on the package, it's ultra black, thick core carbon pencil. Then he goes on to say, crayon à la mine de carbone passe alternore. I have no idea. All right. There's one pencil. And then crayon, lapis pencil. Right? Oh, man. My nails are dirty. Oh, my whole hand's dirty. That's what happens in art. You get paint and stuff. Look, I got paint and everything. Oh, anyway, enough about me. Let's see. I guess that means it's made in the USA. And then let's read the back here. It's handcrafted with rich organic blacks to achieve intense drawing tones and values. Handmade in small batches. Primo is a premium drawing formula. It can be used alone or in combination with other charcoal, graphite, or pastel. And then you got that. And you got that. And you got that. That's pretty nice. Nice picture. I like that. Oh, that's neat too. Handcrafted in our factory in Jersey City, New Jersey, since 1889. And it's made by the General Pencil Company. Whew. Okay, we got through that. All right. Time to pull out the patented package opener. Some people call it an X-Acto knife. And I'm going to hopefully and carefully zip this package open. Alright, let's put this away. And I'll move this out of the way. Alright, let's get a close examination of this pencil here. First off, it's a thick pencil. And just to give you a reference, let me get a regular pencil. There's a regular pencil. So that gives you a reference right there that it is a thicker pencil. All right. It's kind of a, looks like either a matted, yeah, it's a matted black paint job. You know, flat, like a flat paint, or, you know, could be slightly egg-shelled, who cares? Let's see here. USA since 1889, Primo Elite Grande, organic black, number 5000. They say big core, okay? And that's the tip. All right. Let's see how this thing looks on paper. Let's don't. I'll tell you why. I'm going to save it for last. Because I think now's a good time to do some comparison. I want you to meet its competitors. I'm going to compare it to a 9B pencil, because the reason you would, well, okay, again, the reason I would buy a carbon pencil, and I would think most people would, is because of it being black. Very, very dark. And the dark is really great for high contrast, eye-popping pictures and portraits and stuff. Let me show you. Here's a couple of drawings that I did, and I'm going to point out the areas where I needed super black. Like, take a look at this one right here, the girl in the wall. Now, notice that this comes out as a photograph, but it isn't. It's a drawing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, notice because of the dark areas. Look at the gloves. Look at the around the head and inside the dark crevice area of the wall itself. It just brings that drawing out instead of it being flat. You need a dark pencil and something like carbon or charcoal. Now, of the regular graphite, well, one of the darkest pencils you can get is a 9B, 10B, you know, depending if you, let's say, go with Mitsubishi Hayuni or some other, they may have a little darker. And then if you use the Staedtler Mars Lumograph, let me get that. Like, here's the Staedtler Mars Lumograph. This is an 8B, okay, and you can get even a darker one, but this is the one that comes in the set. And the thing is this is not graphite alone. This is graphite, and it's got carbon mixed into the graphite, so it's not a true graphite. Whereas a 9B from, let's say, I believe this here is a Prismacolor. I've pretty much used it up, so it's now on a Derwent extension here. But this is a 9B, whereas this is an 8B, and you'll see that this 8B blows away the 9B as far as darkness and glare and all that. And I'll show you all that because I want you to see the comparison to this Primo Elite that I'm reviewing in this video. Okay. There's other competitors I want to bring into the fold. For example, I have this Prismacolor Kohl Erase, and it's black, as you can see here. And this is another pencil that one would use to get black on the drawing, and it's an erasable, so that's a little different than carbon, which may be a little harder to erase, a lot harder to erase actually. About the difference in erasing and so forth. Then we got this Generals here, the 9XXB, which is also one of those graphite carbon hybrids, just like the Staedtler Mars Lumograph. They're pretty much similar in how they're made and their function. So we'll look at that too. Then of course, we got to compare it to charcoal. What does carbon look like next to charcoal? So this is a soft charcoal pencil. Charcoal pretty much looks like charcoal. Comparing one charcoal to another, for me, seems like it would be a waste of time. But anyway, I just pulled out one that I happen to be using. It's all sharpened and everything, so got that. All right. Oh, and just to be, you know, by the way, my Prismacolor black, I just put it on the table and the lead fell out, so I'm going to have to sharpen that. That's kind of a negative. But here's the Wolf's carbon. I had reviewed this in a video some many months ago, and so I'll just kind of use one of those so you can kind of see the difference there. And also Generals makes a carbon sketch. Let's get that focus going there, boys. All right, number 595. So this is one I use a lot, and I have a few of these laying around somewhere. Okay. All right, good. So let's get started, and to do this, let me just go ahead and start off here with this 9B pure graphite. There's no carbon or anything mixed in it. It's just a graphite pencil, and it's a good one. That's why I got it down to a stub now, because, you know, I've been using it. And I'm just going to lay that down. Nothing fancy. just so you can see that. Okay, so that's a carbon right there. I mean, graphite right there. 9B. Okay. Now, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on it because I don't do that with any of my pencils. It makes the shine horrible or worse, and on the other end too, it's hard to erase, and once you commit to it you can't go back on it, but if you do it lightly you can pull it back somewhat. So always just kind of hold the back of the pencil in the back and don't press into the paper fibers. You flatten them out, light hits it and goes zing right into your eyes. Game over. All right, now sticking with the pencils, now here's the Mars Lumograph. Okay, sticking with the graphite pencils, I should say. This is from my graphite drawing set, and this is the 8B, and this is the one I told you had a little bit of carbon mixed into it. So you're going to see this right off the bat. You can see how dark that is, and let me just zoom in a little bit more for you, because I'm just that kind of guy. All right, you see that? Awesome. Now let me go ahead and put this 8B down and let's hear the wows. Ooh. Yeah. See, that's pretty dark, huh? For a drawing pencil. That's because they cheated. You see, it's not pure graphite. It's got carbon in it. You can tell that right off the bat, can't you? Okay. Maybe I should just write what it is. So this is 8B. This is Stadler. Stadler or Stadler? I'm not sure. Now I forgot how to spell. All right, it's Mars 100. All right, Mars Lumograph. Okay, that's enough notes. And this here is the 9B, and this is the Prisma. Okay, Prismacolor. I'll just write it out. All right. Okay, so you can see how those two look right off the bat. Okay, and now with the hybrids, here's a hybrid. This is a General's 9XXB. I use it a lot. Can you tell? All right, and it's going to be comparable to this one right here because it's also one of those hybrid pencils. And if you were to ask me, well, which one do you like the best, whatever, you know, which is great, you can ask. Which one do I think is darker? I don't know. Maybe the 9XXB. I say a little bit, you know, but it is a 9, not an 8, so I'd say that's darker. Anyway, you say tomato, I say tomato. No, actually I say tomato too, but okay, I digress. Okay, now here's this Prismacolor color erase pencil that doesn't have a point on it anymore, so let me restore the point here. I know this ain't a pencil sharpener video here, but I could edit this out, couldn't I? Yeah. But then you can't hear me rambling on. I hope it doesn't fall out again. All right, good. Okay, so nice point. Lovely. Now this here is kind of like a color pencil type of pencil, you know, whatever the material they use for color pencils, wax type stuff or whatever. So let me just zing back out a little bit. All right, steady camera. So this is that. Oh, by the way, if you can see those little white streaks going on there, that's because of the grain on my table. This is going bye-bye. Going to get me a new surface. If you're wondering how come it's been quite a few days since the last video I put out, I'll just let you know right now. We're moving to a new location. Things are starting to get boxed up. It's hectic around here. You know, getting your property ready for sale. Then we sold it. Now we got to get ready to move because we bought another house and we got to move and get all the insurance and all that thing going, and trying to stop and make a video has been very, very difficult. But I wanted to get one out for you guys here, and I had this Primo that I had you know, did a review on yet. So I thought, well, you know what? That's one I could really get into real quick and you know, share with you. Of course, we're already 14 minutes into this video, so let's throw the real quick part right out the window. Okay, so here we go. That's what that looks like. It's, you know, it doesn't look like graphite. It looks like color pencils. That's because it is a color pencil. Your Prismacolor, color erase because you can erase it. Yeah, okay. Enough of that. All right, well that pretty much covers the pencils that are not a carbon pencil. Well, with the exception of the charcoal pencil. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this charcoal. Oh, I forgot to write Prismacolor here. So this is the Prismacolor Color Erase. All right, I broke my lead again. Just the tip. It was too pointy. I got fat hands. I crush things in my path. All right. This is a charcoal pencil. Charcoal. So let's put charcoal down. All right. It's hard to compete with charcoal, isn't it? See that? That's charcoal. C-H-A-R. Hard to write with, though. Okay. We'll move that aside. Now, the competitors. For example, here's a General's Carbon Sketch number 595. This is a pure carbon pencil. It is one that I use a lot. And I'm going to put that right next to the charcoal. Now you can tell right off the bat, it sounds different. I'm not sure if you can pick that up. And when you write, it's very, very chalky and smooth. And you can see little, you know, pieces of powder, like powder. Look how dark that is, and the coverage is really incredible compared to what I was able to do with that charcoal. Now I'll blend that charcoal in and then go with more charcoal. I can get it dark too. But this here was just the one application, and that's what a carbon pencil will do for you right there. Okay, that's nasty, right? Okay, so I'm going to go with carbon. Hard to write with here though. And this is General's, so I'm going to write Gen. This is Gen's carbon. All right. Let's move that to the side. And just to be fair here, I got my Wolf carbon here. And I'm going to grab the darkest one they have in here. This one here's got a B, 2B, 4B, and of course 6B has to be the darkest one in this pack. So this is graded carbon because it has different grades, right? Graded carbon. Okay. Anyway, it's got a point on it, so I won't try not to break it. Don't want to put too much pressure down on it. Oops, it's already starting to break off a little bit. Alright, I'll get that in there a little bit more. As you can see, that just the initial laying down, I couldn't get it as dark as that General Carbon. That right there has been my go-to for the darks. You know. And I'm going to write Wolf 6B. Okay, Wolf Carbon 6B. Alright, now the time you guys have been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Yeah. Primo Elite Grande, number 5000. How does it compare? We're going to do it right here. So, let me just move this up. Okay. And let's lay down the Primo. Okay, that's some serious carbon there. Okay, Primo. That's definitely Primo. Alright, take a look at that. That's dark. And of course you can see some of that powder stuff coming all the way out. Not so much from the Wolf, I had a little bit, but that Primo and that General, they're racing to the bottom here. Who's going to win? Who knows? It's a tie, right? Okay. So there you go. You can take a look at that. But now let's take a look at that Primo and let's look at that General. You know what? We got to do it side by side because those two are the serious darkness contenders for carbon. Again, the carbon sketch. And the Primo. Gotta turn this pencil, I'm wearing it out too quick. Alright, I did a one pass on each. But let me just bring that up for you there so you can see it for yourself. It's hard to tell, but I gotta say that Primo does look like it's really black. I mean, even against the black of that. Wow. Okay, look. We gotta do this, guys. I'm gonna try something here. I don't have my light box handy because we're moving, so I'm gonna use a trusty flashlight, right? Okay, but not like that. Like this. Alright. Okay, take a look at that. On the left is General's 595 carbon. On the right is the Primo. Well, I know which one I think is the darkest. Which one do you think is the darkest? Tell me in the comments below, guys. But there you go. That's the review of the Primo Elite Grande Organic Black number 5000. Well, I appreciate you watching. I hope you like this review. If so, please give me that thumbs up. Yeah, I like those likes. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. And that way you can be informed of my next videos as they come up. Oh, and click the little bell symbol, guys, if you want to get notified, because YouTube now has some weird ways of doing things. Okay, anyway, I will see you in the next video. Thanks again. Bye.